Okay, no project. This is just a talking video. If you don't want to watch a talking video, then you can go ahead and skip this one. Of course, you're always welcome to hit the dislike button. A lot of people seem to enjoy doing that, so feel free. I think it's right over here someplace. This last week, I hit 100,000 subscribers, and I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. I don't do a lot of celebration of numbers here, but I feel like this deserves a thank you. So, I've got folks that have subscribed that probably never watch another video. There's a whole range of reasons to hit subscribe. So it's fun to see that number, but it's also a vanity number, and I realize that. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to keep on trying to make my channel interesting. So I'd like to answer some questions. What did I do with them? Why do I even write stuff down? Peter, can you dip that thing in epoxy? Can you put shavings in epoxy? Can you put salt in epoxy? Can you put candy in epoxy? Can you put aluminum in epoxy? Can you put brass shavings in epoxy? Can you put bacon in epoxy? Can you put epoxy in epoxy? Which, surprisingly enough, I get that question more than I would expect. And yes, you can totally put all of those things in epoxy. But I don't know if I have a project for any of those things. So that's kind of a question that I was going to pose to you guys, which is, are you interested in seeing me do a small segment, maybe we'll call it Dip It, where I just put things in epoxy and then make a small project for them? The video wouldn't be about the project. You know, I'd either turn it on the lathe, cut it on the X-carve or something. It would be a small, simple project. The video would be about man dips weird thing in epoxy. Does that interest anyone? If it does, we can try it. We can see if anyone watches those. If I get major hate from them, then I probably won't continue it. But I'd be willing to give it a shot if you're interested. So, yes, I can. Did you watch the newest Fantastic Four movie? Absolutely not. I am a geek, and I have watched every superhero movie that has come out recently, but I'm not a slut. So no, I'm not gonna watch it. Not to say I don't have bad choice in movies. I mean, I did watch The Wolverine in the theater and paid full price for that. And by the way, if you name a movie The Wolverine, then maybe the character The Wolverine should actually win at least, I don't know, say one of the fights that he's in the whole movie. Could we work on that? Because that's kind of the reason I went to the movie, was to see that. So, no. And, you know, if I get drunk one night and it happens to be on Netflix, then maybe I'll watch the Fantastic Four movie, but I'm not going to tell anyone about it, so, yeah. Can you make me something? I always feel bad about this one, because I used to be the type of person that had the time to do that, but I just don't anymore. So, no, I pretty much don't sell anything I make, and I don't have time to make anything for anyone else. What I'm doing now is I'm kind of making stuff for YouTube. So, if you have a suggestion for a project you'd like to see, I'm always open for that, and I do love to get suggestions. Thank you for showing your failures. I have failures too, and it makes me feel better about my time in the shop. I'm always hesitant to show a project with failures because I feel like it's a reflection on my ability to do something. But the truth of the matter is that everybody makes mistakes. I mean, I'm sure even Sam Maluth was like, oh crap, what have I done to this rocker? It has to have happened. The man cut off his finger, so clearly he made mistakes in the shop. There was a video that I made called The Floating TARDIS, and it was this idea that I had that I thought would be really neat, and when I finished it, I didn't like it. I didn't like the video, I didn't like the project, and I certainly didn't like seeing it pop up in my, my history. So I got this from a viewer in Michigan I think it's Michigan. I am so sorry, Nick, if it's not Michigan. His name is Nick Clements, and he saw the floating TARDIS video, and he made this. Actually comes off of its stand, is a box with a light, and he's got this really thin wire on there, and it spins it. And so if I hadn't have made a video that, in all honesty, makes me cringe to see it, Nick wouldn't have seen it and gotten inspired to make this. And he's actually selling these, and they're really cool. So yeah, you know, I'm not a big fan of failures, but to see something I did in a mediocre way inspire somebody to do something in a big, interesting way, I guess it's worth it. So, you know, that's kind of cool. So even our mistakes can be inspiration for others. So I think it's a good thing. And I will continue to put my failures in my videos, even if they make me cringe. Is this your full-time gig? It is not. I actually have a full-time job. I work 4/10s, Monday through Friday, and this is just my hobby, and it's just for fun. I have actually gotten an ad. I have actually gotten an offer for an ad, and I said yes to it, and they shipped me out the product, and I filmed a segment with it, and I watched me pitching this product that wasn't about woodworking, and I thought, oh my gosh, this guy is a douche. I'm not buying that from him. That is not to say that if a sponsor came along that fit this show, you know, somebody like an epoxy sponsor or something that actually fit into the framework of this show, that I would not necessarily say no to them. So no, it is not. Are you going to Woodworking in America? Yes, I am. I'm actually going to be out at Woodworking in America. It is next month. It is September 26th and 27th, I think. It's a Friday and a Saturday. I'm not paying for the classes because I'm cheap. So I'm basically going to pay. I'm going to pay to fly out from California to Missouri. I'm going to pay for a hotel room for 3 nights, I think, 3 or 4 nights, is it? And I'm not going to take any classes. I'm going to look at tools that I can't afford. That's my plan. That's what I'm doing. So if you're going out to Woodworking in America, you know, be sure to look for me. I'd love to say hello. I'd love to shake your hand. I'll have some stickers with me, so I can give you a shop time sticker. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. It should be a good time. Do you consider yourself a woodworker? It's a good question. I consider this a wood shop, and these are woodworking tools. So am I a woodworker? Sometimes. But you know what? If I had to consider myself anything, I would consider myself a wood turner. Because wood turners are crazy people anyway. I mean, if you know a wood turner, they're always putting wacko stuff on a lathe. Carl Jacobson over on his channel, he turns paint. So yeah, you know, I do weird stuff. I turn candy and pencils and salt. But yeah, I think I'm still a woodworker when I want to be, or not when I don't. So the show is called Shop Time, so it's basically just my time in the shop. And if I want to spend that time in the shop making a thunder tube or putting saran wrap on a drum, then, you know, I'm going to try it, see how it works. And not every project is going to work. And that's fine, because sometimes an idea is worth exploring even if it doesn't turn out to be a success. Because you never know when the next crazy idea will turn out to be something really cool. And, you know, if you're so afraid of trying something because you're afraid of it not being right, then you're never going to find something interesting. So, that's my opinion, for whatever it's worth. I am active on all the social medias. I am on Facebook, I am on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I show shop progress, I show project pictures, you know, ask questions of viewers, so things like that. So head on over there and follow me. yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I really have appreciated these last 2 years on YouTube. It has been really fun. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you for coming along.